Let's go, dude. That's sick. I didn't see this coming. Oh my god, he's turning into a frog. Oh. Oh, dude. That's so sweet. Hey, friends. What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Josh. Welcome to the channel. We are getting into Shippuden today, episodes 154 and 155, maybe 156. I don't know. We'll see. For like how I always try to, plan my episodes is, I don't really have the Patreon helps out a little bit, but I don't really have like a moderator or somebody who kind of can really help break it down. But a lot of times I go off of like other YouTubers for, what they usually batch in their episodes, and sometimes it's variable. Like sometimes some people do one way and others do it another way. So we'll see. I will at least do two today, but if it feels like a good triple drop, then maybe I'll add in another here. So stay tuned. But hope y'all are doing well. It's been a long week, man. The world's a little crazy this week. I'm not gonna talk about specifics here, but man, I live in the US and shit is going crazy right now. Lots of crazy stuff. But yeah, hope y'all are having a good week. Hopefully some Shippuden will make it a little bit better here. Let's recap the character names from last time. Really sad episodes. Yeah, heavy episodes. I think y'all saw how much that hit me. Yeah, Jiraiya's always gonna live down in infamy, that's for sure. What a character, man. What a character. But anyways, MVP, we gave it to Shikamaru, and just, what he did for Naruto, being there for him, kind of instilling some faith and the responsibility and the will of the leaf or the fire kind of in Naruto to help him recontextualize and move forward and bring the most out of this loss of Jiraiya. For the best moment, we gave that to Iruka and splitting the popsicle with Naruto. That's what got me, man. So sad, dude. So sad. But similar, just support from Iruka. I really like that. And just kind of instilling how Jiraiya is still watching over Naruto, and for him to remember that he can still honor Jiraiya a lot here. For the funniest moment, we gave that to Jiraiya and Kakashi thinking back about the 106 code and and him be like, that's the breast size of Tsunade. Dude, that scene got me so good. That was hilarious. And then we skipped over the Sacco. But yeah, y'all, we'll see where we go from here. Hopefully getting some more information on the code. I'm super curious about that. I was kind of hoping we were going to get that last set of episodes, because it is kind of like the overhanging part of the equation, or the answer to the equation that we get with pain. I'm assuming it's probably not going to answer everything, but it's going to be a big hint. And I still am so curious about the prophecy and all those crazy intertwinings between pain and Jiraiya and belief. It's just wild stuff, man. But yeah, I think with that being said, we can go and get into these episodes. If y'all do enjoy these, consider dropping a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Check out the Patreon in this description below if you're interested. We are 4 weeks ahead there. That is, I think, usually about 16 episodes ahead. So quite far ahead there if y'all are interested. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. Decryption, okay, Josh. Maybe you'll get to see the code. 106. It's the key.
最初はジライアちゃんも情報集めが目的でペインと戦うつもりはなかったようじゃ。だけどペインの能力は想像をはるかに超えとった。あの男の能力がわからん以上、あんと戦うても誰も勝てりゃせん。ジライアちゃんが無理をしての。ジライアちゃんじゃなけりゃそこまでも無理じゃった。
I love how he calls him Jiraiya boy, man. So cute. Because he's such a man, dude. But the elder calls him the boy.
このカエルの中に雨隠れの忍びを一人拘束しているそうだ。
ジライア様から前もって話は受けておりました。大きくなってくれ。
少々手荒でも構わん。
Oh, damn. They ain't holding him back.
ジライア様が残された3つの情報のうちの大切な一つです。何が何でも手がかりを見つけますよ。はい、始めます。
ずっと黙ったままだがよ。なんかあんだろう。
Dude, her glasses kind of look like Rinnegan, man. She's pain confirmed?
お前に当てて暗号を残した気がするんだ。いや、そうに違いない。何か絶対にあるはずだ。
少しでも気になることがあったら言って
ってみてください。いきなり暗号を解読しろだなんて言いませんから。
見た時から気になることはあったけど、
なんだ。
なんで数字ばっかの中に一文字だけカタカナが入ってんのかなと思ってさ。
カタカナ
Yeah, what's that?
どこがだよ。そりゃ数字の9だろ。
俺も最初はそう思ったけどよ。俺ってば数字の9じゃなくてカタカナのタだってばよ。
Oh. Big brain Naruto over here, man. Okay.
いいんだろ
もしかして
I mean, it's worth looking at from that perspective.
どうしてこの9をカタカナのタだと思ったんですか？
エロ仙人ってばずっと本書いてて、
Yeah, you can compare it.
一応作家だし。で、俺はずっと一緒に旅してたから手書きのやつを無理やり読まされていた。
Oh, the seal cap, dude. Dude, I miss little Naruto, man.
クティクスって。
It's gonna be really fun going back and watching classic Naruto after all of this.
文字が出てきた時読みづらくってさ。何しろ数字の9みたいに見えっから。
そうか、手癖。
癖字ってわけか。
Yeah. Dude, the freaking pencil. Dude, I used to do that in like middle school. The pen spinning. I used to have a friend who was insane at that.
お尻に3画目がくっついてしまう。それに2画目が丸くなるから、それで他が9に見えてしまう。
ありました。これがジライア様の筆跡です。
Nice. Okay.
カタカナのタを数字の9のように書いてしまう癖をナルト君なら見抜けると思って。
Crazy. You could think of that in that moment.
なんでそんな大事なことを気づいた？
Oh, come on. Got a lot on his mind, man.
ってばよ。
そうか、それだ。お前がジライア様の原稿を読んだとき、ジライア様はお前が自分の癖を知ったと思った。なら暗号はお前が言ってたその本だ。
本。
それです鹿丸さん。その通り。ぶっちゃけジライア様の本にヒントが隠されていると思います。数字はおそらく文字の順、行数か何か、ページ数とか。
Yeah. Okay, cool. Damn, dude. Big brain Jiraiya, too.
イチャイチャ。
Don't want to mini makeouts.
ならジライア様が出版した本って何冊ある？
よくわかんないけど、4、5冊かな。
Kakashi would know real well.
とりあえずその本を全部調べるぞ。
それはおそらく
There he is. Speaking of him.
イチャイチャタクティクスの。
赤井先生。
だってこっちへ寄ってみたら声が聞こえてきてな。大体は聞かせてもらった。お前たちが探しているのはこの本だろう。
イチャイチャタクティクス。そうだ。
What a ridiculous name, dude.
エロ仙人が書いていた本だ。
ナルトじゃなきゃ気づけなかったことだ。やっぱりジライア様はナルトに暗号を託してたんだ。
この暗号の最初の他の文字、ジライア様が書いた本の中で「他」が最初に来るのはこれしかない。
暗号に文字が使用されている場合、文字の順や行数とかもありますが、まずは最初にページ数を調べるのが定石です。そうですね。点で区切ってある数字は、つまり6ページ分の情報。まずは31ページ。
Oh man, I'm so curious.
こういう場合、まずは素直にページの頭文字を見ます。頭から一文を読み上げてください。
Oh no, it's gonna be super embarrassing, isn't it?
なんだってばよ。いいから早く読んでくれってばよ。
Oh, Kakashi, he's about to be exposed.
早くしろってばよ。
本当に愛してる。
Kakashi's a romantic. I wonder if Kakashi will ever get a babe, dude. We didn't really see him ever express like love interest at all, but
どうなった？
頭文字を暗号の順番通りに読んでいくと、本、物、は、い、な、い。
ooh, the real one's not among them.
どういうこと？
I'm getting lost in thought already. Who could it be then?
読んでもらって。
私もついていっていいですか？
ああ、頼む志保。
よっしゃ。さっさとば。
I'm not gonna think about it right now. I'm gonna get distracted.
本物はいない。
Does it mean Nagato's not with them?
じいちゃん仙人、何か分かったか？
あの6人の中に長門の
Okay, yeah.
は一人もおりません。顔は違うが長門を感じるのは確かです。
わ からん。それだけじゃ漠然としすぎじゃ。
じゃあ何か思うところはある？
Yeah, at least tell them.
ペインのことで分かっとることはもう話したの。死んでも生き返るようなやつじゃ。憶測だけでは何とも言えんし、この状態でペインを相手にするのは危険じゃ。ちゃんと謎を解かにはいけん。
他の情報の方はどうなんです？戦士と尋問。
その2つはまだ時間がかかるみたい。
かかるってどんくらい？
まだ何とも言えないわね。
だよそりゃ。時間かけてチンタラやってる場合かよ。
尋問はともかく、演習は細胞や組織から検出したものを丁寧に分析解析して。
Can't rush the process, man.
早くても1週間はかかるだろう。
Damn, dude, that's a fucking minute.
そんなにかかんのかよ。
I want to rush the process. Hurry up.
じゃあこの件どうするんすか5代目。
剣士は静音が担当している。いつもよりは早いだろうが、初より他にないな。
直接行ってせかしてくるってばよ。
ほらナルト、てめえ先輩の邪魔したら私が許さないわよ。
エロ仙人の敵は俺が撃つ。じっとなんてしてらんねえんだよ。
ナルトちゃんよ、今暗号が解読できたところでお前には何の関係もないじゃろ。
いや、どういうことだってばよ。
どっちにしろ今のお前では絶対にペインには勝てりゃせん。
なんだと？
なら何かジライアちゃんが勝てなかった相手に勝つ自信があるというのかい？
Yeah, he's just feeling a lot of emotion.
じゃあペインと戦っても無駄死にするだけじゃ。
それじゃあじいちゃん潜入は
Jeez, Sage.
このまま見過ごせってのか。
こんなことは言っとりゃし。
Just be realistic, man.
呼ばれたね、ちょうどよかった。わしもちょうどナルトちゃんを迎えに行こうかと思っとったところじゃったからの。そうじゃ、ナルトちゃんわしのもとで戦術の修行せんか。
Sage Jutsu. Oh, he's gonna take the next steps, man.
これはいい案です。
戦術ってそんなにすごい。
Dude, that's cool. Kind of taking Jiraiya's place a little bit here.
深作様と島様を口寄せしているジライアに勝った。今のままでは木の葉の里の誰も奴に勝てないことを意味して。
So it's like that kind of saying that Jiraiya was basically the strongest person in the Leaf.
弟子であるジライアちゃんの敵は討ちたい。それをできるのはナルトちゃん、お前だけじゃと思っとる。ジライアちゃんの敵を討ちたいんじゃろ。
当たり前だってばよ。
ならついてこい。両木山で戦
Let's go, dude. That's sick. I didn't see this coming.
こんなことを全部ナルトちゃんにも叩き込んでやる。
それで本当にペインに勝てるんだろうな。
At least help.
わからん。ナルトちゃん次第じゃ。陛下の綱で。
もちろんです。ナルト、行ってこい。
戦術の修行は想像以上に厳しいぞ。
Hell yeah, he is.
にもできたことだろう。だったら俺だって負けねえ。やってやる。
託された弟子、余計の子か。
Goosebumps, dude.
じゃあ行くじゃんわ。ナルトちゃん、挨拶せ。
行ってくるってばよ。鹿丸、暗号を頼んだぜ。
こっちは気にすんな。
剣士と尋問の結果が出次第連絡します。
連絡返りを残しておく。何かあったらそいつに託せ。
はい。
ナルト、頑張ってね。
よし。よっしゃ。出発だ。ところで妙木。
大丈夫かしら。
あ、それ。
では、この子は預かるけんの。
よろしくお願いします。
でも心配いらないって。
Bye. That's cool.
そちらも頼んだけんの。
I wonder why the author chose toads for all this, or frogs. Like, just interesting.
了解っす。
大釜仙人の予言とやらにジライアが本を書くと出たこと。それはこの暗号を伝えるためのものだったのかもしれない。
Yeah. It's a cool connection.
は本当なのかもな。そして渦巻きナルト、まさしくあの子が予言の子か。
どこだ。ここ。じいちゃん仙人、ここは
天の国じゃ。
ガマの国。
ナルト
ガマ吉。
俺がお前を口寄せしたんじゃ。ナルト。
なるほど、そういうことか。
まずは修行前の腹ごしらえじゃ。ついてこい。
ね。
Do they got ramen here? Probably not. Oh no.
さあ、タンとくんさい。
Oh man. We get grandma now.
ほらほら、遠慮しないで。
Oh.
まくってみなさい。
Oh man, this would be brutal. This is part of your sage training, dude. You gotta get used to the food.
こんな姿見たら母ちゃんぶち切れる。
無理して全部食ったってばよ。
自然になれるじゃん。
Yeah, for real.
頃には人間じゃなくなってるけど。
Yeah, he'll turn into a toad.
を始める。
おっす。
まずわしが教えるのは忍術ではなく戦術だということを説明しとかなきゃいけん。いいか、戦術は外のエネルギーを取り込んで利用する。
Okay.
どういうことだ。
戦術とは己の内に練り込んだチャクラに外からの自然エネルギーをさらに
Yeah, I like that.
新たに強いチャクラを作って利用するもの。これにより今までの2戦術さらには対術までもが大幅にパワーアップする。
Yeah, add another energy in the mix. Imagine it's pretty rare too, since I'm assuming that the toads have to teach everyone.
ミント味まで加えたらさらにうまくなる感じじゃ。
食いはいかまくし。
Yeah, dude, the grandpa toads get really gonna have to learn Naruto stop learning.
己の外、大気と大地に存在するエネルギーのことじゃ。
大気と大地。
要するに空気と地面じゃ。
あ、そういうこと。
I'm hopping around.
この辺りでいいじゃん。
お、さすが深作様じゃ。どんどん自然エネルギーが集まってくる。
Yeah, I can't even see it.
すっげえ。
Damn, bro.
持ち上げた。
どうじゃ。これが自然のエネルギーを取り込んだ戦術の力じゃ。
He's so tiny too.
でも何やったか分かんなかった。ただじいちゃん仙人が引用しただけにしか。
そりゃそうじゃ。
He's freaking wiped.
自然エネルギーは感じ取れん。つまり己に取り込むのも無理じゃ。
じゃあどうやって。
自然と一体になる。
I like that.
要するに死ねっちゅうことじゃ。
え
Don't like that.
死ぬ。自然と一体になることがどうして死ぬことなんだってばよ。
Go back to the earth where you came from, boy.
変な例えを出すな。安心せ。実際にナルトちゃんが死ぬわけじゃありゃへん。順を追って話すけんな。これを感じ取り、己に吸い寄せることができるようになるということじゃ。さらに自然と一体になることで自然エネルギーの身体への出入りを自由にコントロールできるように動く。動かん。
Yeah, he's probably gonna have to like meditate and like feel everything around you.
流れを止め、円の流れと調和した時に初めて感じ取ることができる。
This is gonna be hard for him, dude. Knucklehead ninja, bro.
動物にとって動かずにいること。
Facts, bro.
動くなって。
I mean, yeah, we used done it with Dry. Like we've seen him meditating before.
エネルギーってのが取り込めるんだな。
いきなりは無理じゃ。時間がかかる修行じゃけんの。これはかなり難度高めじゃ。
そんなに時間がかかんのかよ。
思ったれるな、ナルトちゃん。君は倫理観、陸道仙人の力を持つペイン、ジライアちゃんを倒した強敵じゃ。とんだ心構えじゃ。勝てりゃせんだ。
そんなことは分かってる。ペインは美獣を狙う暁のリーダー。すぐにでも俺のところへやってくる。あまり時間をかけてらんねえんだ。
まあ、とは言ってももっといい方法がないこともないがの。
あんのかよ。ならそれで教えてくれよ。
この後ろの滝、妙木山秘伝のガマ油じゃ。
ガマ油。
ちょっとこっち来て片手出してみ。
Oh god. It's gonna like burn him or some shit.
おい。
このガマ油は自然エネルギー
Oh.
修行の手助けをするものじゃ。
便利なのあんじゃん。
この油を体に塗りつければ、ここから自然エネルギー。
You know that shit probably smells terrible.
なんか肌で感じる気がする。
これは感覚をつかむきっかけを作るものじゃ。いずれは油がなくてもできるようになってくるが、ただしリスクもある。自然エネルギーコントロールが未熟なものに使うと。
Oh my god, he's turning into a frog. Oh no, dude.
なんだこれ。ああ、助けて。帰るやだ。いって。何すんだ。戻った。
す べてはバランスじゃ。精神エネルギーと身体エネルギーは忍術チャクラで練り慣れとるからバランスは取れるだろうがの。そこに外からの自然エネルギーもバランスよく練り込むのは至難の技じゃ。
Yeah, man, this sounds hard for Naruto, man.
かといって多すぎれば自然エネルギーに取り込まれてカエルになる。
Turn into a frog.
多少取り込みすぎたぐらいなら元に戻すこともできるがの。自然エネルギーを大幅に取り込みすぎたら
Damn, high risk, dude.
元には戻れんようになる。
さっき死ぬっつったのは人として死ぬかもしれんつうことじゃい。
かつて修行に失敗した者たちの慣れの果てがこの石像たちや。
Dude, that's a lot.
これ全部
Jesus.
少しは安心せい。わしがついとるし、この畑棒は自然エネルギーを外へ叩き出すものじゃ。ナルトちゃんがカエルに変化していくようなら、わしがこれで逐一叩け。あのジライヤちゃんですら完璧にはこなせんか。
Okay.
ジライヤちゃんは戦術チャクラを練ると少しカエルに化けてしまうとった。
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
どうする？
やる。俺の人道はエロ仙人と同じだ。
Let's go. Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
やっと6尾も揃ったか。これですぐにでも9尾を借りに行ける。それがいい。ジライアをやったことでこの葉は前に目をつけたはずだ。時間が経てば経つほど向こうも何かしらの手を考えてくる。
あ
やりにくくなる前に動け。
ペインは無敵。どんなことがあってもキュービは確実に手に入れる。
Yeah, she's kind of got too much faith in him. A little egotistical almost.
なるほど。
オナ、すぐに準備しろ。
Dude, he replaced that one already?
これからこの葉へ向かう。
Yikes, man. Does not have a lot of time.
明日は体中超内出血だってばよ。あのさ、もっと容量のいい修行法があるんだってばよ。
なんじゃそれで。
影分身を使った修行法だ。そうすりゃ経験値が何倍にもなるんだから。
I don't know if that would apply here.
影分身の感覚はオリジナル還元されるからの。しかしや逆に言うなら影分身が完全にカエルになってしもうたら
Yeah, it's too risky here, bro.
分かってるよ。
よかろ4人までじゃ。それ以上はわしの畑棒が間に合わない。
It'd be kind of fun just whacking your purchase the whole time. He's got more of the fun part here.
カエルになったんじゃねえって。
なんでとすまん。
He's a good master already, dude.
辛い修行に耐えてこそ本当の力が手に入る。
Facts. Naruto definitely knows that.
強くなれんなら我慢するってもんだ。
いや、それは無理じゃ。この修行は誰もができるというわけではない。ナルトちゃんとジライヤちゃんだからこそのものと言ってもいい。さきはここへは連れてこん。
どういうことだってばよ。
己のうちに膨大なチャクラを持つ者でなければたちまち自然エネルギーに取り込まれてしまうけんの。
Yeah, so it's kind of limited to a few people.
エネルギーはすごいのじゃ。その上諦めんど根性のある者。それが
That's Jiraiya for sure, man. That's definitely Naruto.
よっしゃやったるで
Oh! Dang, boy's becoming enlightened over here. Is this the Buddha?
見えたやった
どうやら少しは自然エネルギーを感じ取れるようになってきたようじゃね。
I'm awesome, yeah.
ちゃんと食うとけよ。
He's definitely gonna like love this shit by the end of this.
あげてみるけんの。
おっす
うまいじゃろう。母ちゃんの特性じゃけんの。
どれも
Ma is chefing up.
意外とうまく
Okay, you turned it into a frog. Yeah.
さて、岩ガエルを持ち上げるわけじゃが、まずは己の忍術チャクラだけで持ち上げてみんさい。
上がらね
はい、 戦術チャクラを練ってみ。
Dang.
よし、もう一度岩がえる。
Let's see it, boy. Come on. I want to see Naruto in Honored Sage mode. Dude, nut T.
いざナルトちゃん。
I wonder just like how like much this compares to the strength of other shinobi who can't use this. Like, is it like, can any shinobi do this with just ninjutsu?
のこの子は
Oh, wow.
先人を粗末に扱うなや。
Oh, no. Yeah.
よし、ナルトちゃんが俺た全部の岩を元に戻すんじゃ。
ちびか。サスケはうまくやったようだな。キュービはペインが持ってくる。
どうやら油を使うコントロールをマスター
But you gotta be able to do without that sheet, though.
を使わずに自然エネルギーのコントロールをする仕様じゃ。
力がみなぎってくる。
体内エネルギーだけを消費していく忍術チャクラは使えば使うほど疲れていくが。
Yeah, this is kind of like that's a big hack, man. You have so much more energy throughout the fight, you know? Your stamina can stay high.
まあ、キュービンのチャクラと相まって異常な回復を見せとるがの。
Yeah, bro, for real. 4 chakras in the mix, basically.
なんじゃ。
いや、なんでもねってばよ。
例にこれじゃ。今日はこれをナルトちゃんに渡そうと思ったんじゃ。
何？
本じゃ。
本？
これはジライアちゃんが最初に書いた小説じゃ。
Oh, really? Has he never seen it?
ジライアちゃんの思いが込められた。読むといい。
ど根性。
Let's go, dude. It's just only gonna inspire Naruto more.
そろそろ観念したらどうだ。鬼ごっこもそろそろ飽きてきたぜ。
There's Naruto. I like the graininess, like it's a film.
諦めろ。いいか。口はねえ。もうくたばれ。俺が諦めるのを。諦めろ。
Dang. Pah!
俺がその呪いを解いてやる。平和ってものがもしあるなら、俺がそれを掴み取ってやる。
Is this what Naruto will sound like someday? Kind of sounds like Minato's voice actor, though, right?
貴様は俺の名は。
I love that.
サスケは俺とのつながりを断ち切って強くなるって言って、お前なんかに俺の気持ちはわからないって。エロ仙人とオロチマルも昔友達だったんだろ。どうしてオロチマルは里を抜けてこの葉崩しなんかしたんだってばよ。
オロチマルがおかしくなってきたのは 禁術に取り付けられていた。
I don't think we've ever heard about his parents dying.
それとも両親を死に追いやった木の葉への復讐か。わしは親を殺されてはおらんからしもお前と同じだ。あいつに何も分かってないと一括されての。その通り、あいつのことを何も分かってやれんかったのかもしれん。
Yeah, man, understanding's so important.
こんなわしでもこの忍びの世に憎しみがはびこっているのはわかる。
憎しみ。
その憎しみをどうにかしたいとは思っとるんだが、
It's hard, man.
わしにもまだわからん。
Yeah.
いつかは人が本当の意味で理解し合える時代が来るとわしは信じとる。
Hate just gets in the way, man.
答えが見つからんかったときはその答えをお前に託すとしようかの。
パス。エロ仕方ねえってばよ。何？
お前の笑顔にはすく。
Oh.
お前を弟子にしてよかったわい。
Oh, dude. That's so sweet.
諦めたわけじゃない。自分の書いた本でこの世を変えるつもりじゃ。
売れないその本で。
俺がその時になってサインをねだってもお前には書いてやらんからな。
やねってばよ。エロ仙人にはもっと大切なもんもらってっからよ。
I wonder what he thinks he gave him. That faith, maybe? Damn, the 8-tail is cooked.
大人数が少ないと時間がかかるね。
うるさい。
And his brother's gonna be pissed.
サスケ君、どうやらヘマしたようですね。
What do we mean? What?
タコの足だ。
Confucius. Sasuke blundered? Did he not actually capture like the real 8-tails or only part of him? I don't know, man. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get in the review section here. Really, really good episodes. I really enjoyed this new element of the power system kind of being fleshed out here with the Sage Jutsu. And, you know, obviously we've had this with Jiraiya, and especially with like the Honored Sage mode, kind of seeing that more, you know, with the pain fight and whatnot. But it hasn't ever really been fully explained. And here we are kind of getting it. And I really like how they've done this. I really like how it's about external energy and being able to sense it and then to harness it. I think there's a lot of really, really good potential things that really scales Naruto's power here. But even more so, like what I like the most about this is just how much like it relates to real life to me, honestly. Like, you know, instantly what this reminded me of, like kind of like feeling an energy that you don't really see or perceive by default as like an animal or a human. It really reminds me of meditation, you know, kind of like spirituality in real life. You know, I don't know if any of y'all are very spiritual people. I consider myself somewhat spiritual, and I don't want to say like, I guess I want to clarify that I don't think spirituality and religion are the same thing. I think there's crossover there. I'm not really a religious person, although I was raised religious. I'm consider myself more agnostic these days, but I definitely consider myself spiritually. There's something greater out there than myself because I've had connections to something that's outside of my default reality, you know, like an experience of being or energy, quote unquote. You know, I don't want to sound too woo-woo for y'all, but you know, just I've had experiences that connects me to something greater than myself, you know. I'd be interested if any of y'all had experienced stuff like this. But meditation is like kind of traditionally what is like the medium or the practice to kind of help you get in touch with this state of being or energy that's outside of yourself, right? Outside of your default. And it's really a lot about, you know, kind of not quieting your mind, but like detaching from your mind, detaching from the default experience you have. So, you know, if, you know, you get random thoughts or random emotions, like you're not attaching to, you're not thinking about it, you're kind of just observing it. And in a way, it helps you kind of take a step back from your, like sometimes it can, like literally from your physical body, you're perceiving yourself in a different perception, but it connects you to like a different perception of reality or, you know, a different feeling of reality. Like maybe you'll feel closer to nature if you're out in nature, or you'll feel closer to the people around you or to something you don't even know or can explain. It's very, very interesting and hard to explain, honestly, but it instantly reminded me of that. It's like something deeper than just, you know, what we naturally experience as humans. I think the best way to describe it maybe is kind of an example that I think most people have felt at a time is like, if you've ever been in nature or like you're looking out at the horizon, like maybe like a beautiful sunset, or you're at the beach and you're looking out into the expansive ocean, and it's kind of like a lot of people have experienced kind of like a flip up perspective where they're kind of like not really intertwined with themselves and they're just like one with the world at that moment, you know, one with that sunset or that view, and you're not really thinking about anything else. It's just like a complete overcoming of like peace almost, or contentment. Like you're just there, there's nothing else, you know. I feel like that's kind of the experience that's like, at least that I've experienced with like meditation and stuff at times. Now it's very difficult to do, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm definitely no expert in the subject, or I don't even really practice it anymore. This was like a few years ago that I got pretty into it at some points, but I don't know, it's just like really interesting because like for Naruto, like the traditional way of learning this is to sit still, and you know that he's the hyperactive ninja, knucklehead ninja here. He's not going to be able to sit still, and so it's very difficult. Even the Grandpa Frog talks about how it's, you know, it's like the most difficult thing for animals just to sit still. It's against like our default nature, right? We're kind of just here to survive, and you know, our minds are always feeding us, okay, like watch out for this, watch out for that. what do you need to do next? You know, it's very hard to actually be at peace and at rest. But if you practice that, you almost like gain a different level of perspective or awareness about the world around you. So I really liked that, like the way they described this, and even the use of like the toad oil to kind of help, you know, kind of like accelerate the energy kind of coming into you. You know, to me, that relates a lot to like a similar medium that people do in real life, which is like, you know, people will go in like deep meditation retreats, like not eat for days, they'll fast or something, like really get like, you know, push their bodies and minds to the edge so that they can access this energy or the state of being in a way. And that can be dangerous. And there's even other methodologies like psychedelics, for example, which just like rockets you up to the top of the mountain kind of thing. And it obviously has a lot of dangers. You know, definitely don't recommend, you know, doing any of that stuff. But like, it's interesting that even in this, like there's kind of like a parallel there, right? Like to accelerate or to feel the energy around you in a I guess a more direct way. But there's dangers with it, even in the show where he could turn into a frog and like he'll just be a frog for forever. I don't know, I just thought it was like an interesting, at least for me, like an interesting comparison to some of my life and my experiences, or, you know, maybe what it is like in, you know, to be spiritual in this life. You know, it's a very complicated thing to be in touch with that, but you know, a lot of people experience it in different ways, whether it's like religion or meditation or I don't know, I think you can just be like deeply tied to something in life, and it can also help you access different states of being. But yeah, I don't want to be too woo-woo here, but it's interesting to me. Yeah. But I also like how it's like about balancing all those energies, right? Like you can't just completely rely on the external energy. You have to balance it with your mental and physical energy to really bring out the best of this, and to also protect yourself too. So like everything in life, a lot of it's about balance. You know, there's not one good thing out there. There's not one answer. A lot of it is balancing your energies or your perspectives to, you know, to, I guess, have a path that is not dangerous to yourself or others, or is the most helpful for yourself. But yeah, I mean, just in general here, like, you know, if Naruto can master this, right, it's an automatic power boost to ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu, which we see with Naruto being able to lift the statue. That's kind of like, I guess, maybe more in the taijutsu realm of like physical strength. And I think they also mentioned like your recovery too. So Naruto now has, you know, not just the Nine Tails chakra to aid him, but also this nature chakra in general. And I think it's going to be interesting, like that Naruto is going to be unique in this too, because unlike Jiraiya, who could do this and he never really fully mastered it, as we know, you know, he would turn into a toad or a frog, and he needed the grandpa and grandma frogs to go into the honored sage mode. Naruto's different. He's got to balance this with the Nine Tails chakra too. And so I think there's probably a lot of, I don't know, like potential for like changes up in the power system for Naruto. Like, you know, Naruto did say something about like he was thinking to himself about if he could use this for something, and then he kind of got cut off. I'm wondering if that's going to be something around like the wind Rasengan, if he like can like harness that energy or protect himself in a certain way, or if he could develop a new Jutsu technique with this that he wasn't able to before. I don't know, there's so many opportunities here. Outside of that, you know, we get the deciphering of like the code, and it kind of being about, yeah, the real one's not among them. And I think it's, you know, somewhat clear that Nagato is really who Pain is, just based off the context clues we're getting. But, you know, Nagato himself isn't there with those 6 versions of Pain. You know, he's somewhere else, is at least what it's implying. And obviously we don't know with, you know, they're going to interrogate that one Rain shinobi, and then they're dissecting the body. So I'm sure more will be discovered or expanded upon here. But I don't know, that's definitely a good hint in the right direction that, you know, whoever is behind Pain in general is somebody who maybe we haven't even seen in person yet. Or maybe it is someone we see in person, they're just kind of like in disguise or incognito kind of thing. But I don't know, it's going to be curious, or I am curious to see how that all gets fleshed out here. I also want to mention too, Conan is a cocky son of a bitch. Like, Pain is invincible, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm just like, God damn it. Like, so ridiculous, man. Also, in that scene with them, we do see that there's a new Pain, like, clone or whatever. I don't even want to call it a clone because it's not even a clone, but new version of pain that's there. And I don't know why, it kind of looks familiar to me. Maybe it looks like another character from a different show I'm watching. I can't really tie it to someone in Naruto, but for some reason they look familiar to me. Maybe it's like the hairstyle, but interesting that they're already able to replace the one that died and weren't able to resurrect with someone new. That's kind of crazy that pain could do that already. A couple other small things we saw too was, as they're going to, I guess, extract the 8-tail, Madara shows up with the 8-tail Jinchuriki killer bee, right? And we see kind of like a portal thingy appear, and then Madara appear with the 8-tail. And I'm wondering if that's like the teleportation technique that they've been alluding to, that makes them move around so quickly and whatnot. Kind of interesting. We're getting like an animation for it. I don't know if that's the case, but it seems like it would be. And then obviously ending on a little bit of a cliffhanger when they're extracting the 8-tail from the Jinchuriki, it ends up being like a substitution for, I guess, maybe not a substitution. What would you call that? It's almost like a clone, right, of like the octopus leg itself. So it had some of the Jinchuriki power, but not all of it. So, and they automatically blame Sasuke, like our what's his face, Shark Boy. I'm gonna call him Shark Boy right now because I can't fucking remember his name, but he's like Sasuke blundered. But I don't know if Sasuke blundered. Maybe Sasuke did this on purpose, right? Like we've had kind of some vagueness there with Sasuke wanting to use the Akatsuki, but then Madara thinking that Sasuke's under him now. And to me, I would imagine that Sasuke might have set this up to kind of throw off the Akatsuki off of his true intentions for a period of time until they discover this. So maybe the 8-tail Jinchuriki is somewhere else right now, or I don't know why Sasuke would want to protect him, except for maybe just throwing the Akatsuki off their actual goal here. So we'll see with that. I'm very interested there. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the character ratings. I'll talk about a few other things there. For MVP, I'm going to give that to the Grandpa Frog. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but I don't know, man. I just liked his mentorship here. I just think it's just like nice having like a connection to Jiraiya still, like another mentor figure for Naruto that obviously sees a lot of Jiraiya in Naruto, and I think it's great that he's there to train Naruto. I think it's awesome that Naruto's kind of getting the torch from Jiraiya here in so many ways, not just his demeanor and his attitude, but also literally with this training technique too, or this Jutsu technique. I just really like that, and I think that Grandpa Frog obviously plays a very important role with kind of trying to hand this down to Naruto. For the best moment, I'm going to give it to Jiraiya. I really loved the conversation we get between Jiraiya and Naruto in that flashback as Naruto's reading the tales of a gutsy ninja and realizing where his name comes from, and he remembers this conversation with Jiraiya about Sasuke and Orochimaru and like the similarities between Naruto and Sasuke and Jiraiya and Orochimaru, with the lack of being able to truly understand what they went through. Their parents were killed, both of them. I think this is the first time we learned about that for Orochimaru, and that neither Sasuke nor Orochimaru really thinks that or believes that Naruto or Jiraiya can understand them. And we've always gotten the sense that they have been trying to understand, or that they want to understand, but there's this, gap there still. And even Jiraiya admits, he's like, maybe I don't truly understand, but he's like, what I do know though is that there's a lot of hate in this world, and that it's getting kind of in the way of peace. And it's kind of implied that understanding is the medium to really, kind of diminish the hatred in the world and to bridge that gap to peace. And I think that's so true, man. I mean, it begs a lot of like deep questions of like, hey, like, is true understanding only really done if you have shared experience, right? Like, in this example, would your parents have to be killed to really know how Sasuke feels and is in this world, perceives the world around him? Or can we be empathetic from a distance still, or like, not having the same exact shared experience? Can we be empathetic to understand, to put ourselves in someone's shoes, to, help, I guess, mitigate that hatred when people see you in your pain fully, right? Sasuke maybe, if people understood his pain with his family being killed by his brother, all the pain of the Uchiha here, could that help him process and drop his hatred, you know? I just love that so much. And I think, you know, I really like the message too about how Jiraiya's like, you know, regardless if I can figure it out or not, he's like, I don't really know the answer. And you know, Naruto himself's like, it sounds complex, because it is. You know, he says, having faith is so important that we can get to that point. And if not, I'll pass down that to maybe, you know, someone like Naruto. And I think that applies in life so much, especially these days, man. Like, you know, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that things are kind of going crazy in the US right now. And, you know, I think these days the world is even more hateful than it's ever been, at least like the mediums to get to hate are so much bigger. You know, I think about social media and just like, there's so much narrative going around, or lack of perspective from like, you know, people who are against each other, people who don't understand each other. And it's so easy to hate people from your vantage point. You know, maybe someone does you wrong, and so it's easy to hate. But if like people can come to mutual understanding, whether it's, you know, countries or, you know, a group of people, or even just in a relationship, right? Even in like a freaking just regular old relationship, a friendship, a romantic relationship, it's all about like seeing each other and understanding each other, open space for each other to understand each other, because then you can build like trust, you know, trust and then you can really love somebody, even despite differences. If you can understand someone, even if they're different than you, that's all that you really need to move forward in this world in a healthy way. And I think that's so important in real life these days too, man. Like I think it's tough that we all kind of see the worst in the world from social media and stuff like that, right? And I especially really love the moment where Jiraiya says, "Your smile is my salvation." Oh man, that got me good, dude. Just really beautiful, heartwarming stuff there, man. Yeah, definitely got me in my feels a little bit. Lastly, for the funniest moment, I'll give that to Naruto, and just, you know, classic training lapses for him. You know, like the, I forgot the one frog's name. I think it's the frog that he summoned all the way back in classic Naruto. That's like a little tadpole, right? I think I remember y'all talking about that. And we've seen him grow up, and he's so much bigger now. But, you know, when they're explaining kind of the integration of the nature chakra into the physical and mental, he's like, yeah, it's like an ice cream swirl when you add a third flavor. That was really funny. And then when he actually does use the sage jutsu and lifts the statue and he knocks them all over. God damn it, dude. That was really good. And then for the Sacco, I think we'll skip over that. Nobody just, actually, you know what? Fuck that. No, Conan's getting Sacco for just being a cocky son of a bitch. I hope her reality is flipped up on her a little bit here. Although maybe I'm being hateful. Am I being hateful, guys? I was just talking about not be hateful. Should I understand Conan? Maybe the Sacco isn't being understanding enough. Man, I'm about to have an existential crisis now about myself. But for now, we'll give Conan Sacco. All right, y'all. I think that'll do for these episodes. Really like these ones. I think there was a lot more here than on the surface. And yeah, really interesting. I'm excited to see how Naruto is going to use this new jutsu technique moving forward, or if he'll develop more jutsus from the sage jutsu itself, and just the chakra nature in general, or not chakra nature, the nature chakra in general. There's too many natures now. Let me know what y'all thought about this one. I appreciate y'all being here to give your time with me and watch this with me. It's always fun watching with y'all and discussing it. Keep the comments up. I really enjoy hearing y'all's perspectives. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Peace.